In 1987, a garbage barge went up the East Coast from New York to Belize, and this one moment made the entire nation worry about the future of how it was going to handle its waste disposal. This barge was going up and down looking for some landfill to dump 300 tons of garbage into, and it couldn't find one. So America came up with a new idea: recycling. They taught it in their schools. They had factories designed to recycle used products so that they could be used again instead of being thrown away. But this change to recycling, is it really all that they held it up to? Is it truly as great as they thought? Or was it just a way for them to absolve of their sins to the environment, in a sense? And if it really does benefit the environment, is it at our own cost, or is it a benefit to even the economy? The biggest debates about recycling are around the environment and the economy. So obviously the environment is tied very deeply into recycling, being the main cause for it starting with landfill space, although that's not a real issue. It would take almost 20 years at the current waste production to fill all the landfills in America. And even then, it's not hard to find a new patch of land to dump some trash into. But recycling also has its downsides to the environment that you don't always hear of. Whenever you put your recyclables down on the curb, a truck has to come and pick those up. These trucks take gas and burn that gas, which hurts the environment. And the plants that recycle some of these plastics and such use chemicals that may damage the environment even more than it's helping. But the benefits are truly obvious, and we've all heard them before. Recycling saves on natural resources, whereas they're not always rare resources, like sand is the main resource for glass. And I've been down to the beach. There's no sand shortage, I'll tell you that much. But the real savings in recycling is on energy. Digging something out of the ground takes a lot more energy than just pulling it out of a bin. And these deposits that may not run out for hundreds of years, but will never run out of recycling materials. Being able to not have to dig it out of the ground saves about 20% on glass products, because you still have to melt down really hot glass, but it can save up to 96% of the energy cost for things like aluminum cans. And so it's really beneficial to the environment in this way, that it saves energy, which cuts down on gas or on carbon emissions and the other different ways that we have to solve these energy problems we have today. And so recycling is definitely good for the environment by cutting back on these energy needs by a large percent, but does it benefit the economy in the same way? The largest expense for recycling is in transportation and shipping. It takes the majority of the energy to get it from your doorstep to the factory to where they sell it back to you. This can cost up to $70 per ton, according to the National Solid Waste Management Association. Combined with the production costs and the transport costs, it's cheaper to just dump it in a landfill, making recycling cost about 45 to 50% more than just dumping it. This economy for recycling, however, is growing and changing and is very unstable. From year to year, the price for recycled goods can triple or halve over and over. A good way to stabilize this economy is by shipping recycled goods overseas. For example, China doesn't have very many trees left, with holding about a sixth of the world's population. And so a good market is China for selling recycled paper. Our recycled goods that would normally be waste could be an asset for them and for our markets. But truly, the best way to fix this recycling problem is with convenience through technology. Whenever you recycle, it's usually a big hassle because you have to take all your recycled goods and sort them by plastics, papers, and metals. This is hard on the people, and usually we're just too lazy to do it. But new factory designs called single-stream facilities allow for mixed recyclables input, making it easier on you and me, the consumer, to recycle. These new factories use high-tech magnets, vacuums, and other assorted sorting methods to make it possible for a mixed input, which is nice and easy. These factories already in place have seen massive boosts in the recycling in their communities. For example, in Madison, Wisconsin, there's a 25% boost in recycled goods in 2005 when they instituted one of these factories. And in Florida, in the Miami-Dade County, in 2008, they implemented one, and it had a 98% increase in recycling. So, from seeing this, it's easy to see that America does value recycling. And it's not a bad thing, certainly. It's, if anything, a good thing. And the only thing in the way is ourselves. We have the technology and the ability to change, and really all we need to do is get out there and do it.